Okay, let's just say it. The Affordable Health Care Act isn't really affordable anymore. The new premiums, 10% of somebody like me's income, yearly income for coverage that barely covers everything. That's not healthcare. That's called a hostage situation with a deductible. I'm Anthony Michael Russo. This is the Daily Truth. Did I share this on my LinkedIn? I didn't. I was okay. So I'm not going to get, there's some politics obviously involved. I'm not going to get super political because in all reality, the right and the left both have sucked complete you know what on this. And I'll leave it at that. But I do have a solution. So stick around. I have a I've got an individual solution, which is a Band-Aid on a much bigger problem, thus called the failure of the ACA and our government. But I do have a solution, and I'll give that to you. I'll actually put in the Facebook groups, I will tag this person who actually took care of me today. Some people might have seen on my personal Facebook. I complained last night when I decided to say, hey, let me re-up my affordable health care, and realize there's nothing affordable about it. Okay. Before I get started, as you can see, Yay Sports. If you go to yaysportsgear.com, the hats are now for sale. As you knew last week, use First Team for 20% off at checkout. I have got a speaking webinar, free one, coming up in a couple weeks, December 22nd. Go to GetBetteratspeaking.com. Again, that's GetBetteratspeaking.com. You can go to my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo to check out all the different things I've got. And yesterday, I didn't get to say it. Hey, kid, you're funny, Casey. Waz was back in the comments at the end of the day yesterday, and I didn't even see it. What's up, Waz? Good to have you back. Appreciate you. All right, so I'm going to give a shout out, and I'm going to explain what we did at the end of this, but I want to talk about the problem first. But Jaycie Davison ended up hooking me up. She's the one that we went line by line on how to do better insurance, mostly for people that are self-employed, or for people that maybe they're split. She even said she's worked with people that they're split at their work is even worse than what she can get them, because there is ways out of it. Again, I think we need to fix this on a governmental level, to be totally honest. So here's the truth. The system has been hijacked. I am a weird middle of the road political person. People know that I'm probably much more one way than the other. But I do believe that in this country, in the greatest country in the world, there are people that live at the poverty level, and they should be getting some kind of subsidy or help for healthcare. We can discuss that, argue that back and forth. But ultimately, when we are destroying the middle class based on what the American Health Care Act is, it's clear that the system was hijacked. It's the fault of pretty much everybody besides the citizens and the individuals. The system, as I said, is broken. Insurance companies and their lobbyists turn what was supposed to be into protection for Americans into a profit machine. For somebody like me that is healthy, 43 years old, look, I completely understand that at certain given points, there is reasons. I'm checking something on audio. Sorry. There is reasons for us to need health insurance. I am one of those people that never goes to the doctor, never takes medication, completely healthy, blood pressure numbers, don't battle any ailments. I'm very blessed and I'm very lucky, but I do understand that at any given point, that can change on a dime. So I need the ability to make sure that I have something in place that would typically in the past bankrupt Americans before the ACA. So there was a good idea, a good start, because it puts a cap at what you could possibly spend. There were so many Americans that I know are still paying their way out of medical bills. For some odd reason, we decided to look at forgiving student loans instead of forgiving medical expenses to people that got screwed by the medical system. Again, different conversation for a different day. But these medical debts are what put the caps in place and what made it so important. Because for somebody like me, I'll pay a little bit monthly and understand that I'm paying that for the just in case I were to get cancer, or just in case I were to have a massive accident, or just in case I were to have a complete freak stroke. I don't know. All of these things, that's why you have, for me, the insurance. And then other people use it for medicines and regular stuff, which I do believe is a very broken system. But when you look at it, it's the insurance companies. As much as I'll talk about pharmaceutical companies, I'll talk about big medicine, the biggest issue is the insurance lobbies on this, because you can literally look at the difference in price that insurance companies charge the hospitals as compared to a cash payment. If you say, look, I got to pay out of pocket, they're charging 10x. You are looking at their rates, and it's a combination of the game played with the hospital and the insurance. They're finding a way to essentially make a crap ton of money by pulling the premiums from American citizens and making the actual cost to consumer or American absolutely insane. $100 for Band-Aids, tens of thousands of dollars for an ambulance ride. $50,000 for treatments that if you paid cash could be under $5,000. This is where the broken system is. That's where real people are getting crushed. That's why year after year, there was no checks and balances. The only good thing, and this leads into what I did today, the only good thing that the Republicans have done, because they promised to fix it and they haven't fixed it. They haven't fixed anything, but they did create one release valve, which is you can get your own private insurance, group insurance outside of Obamacare or the Affordable Care Act. You can get it outside the marketplace and not get fined. In the past, we were getting fined if we went outside that, which is why I just went in the actual ACA, to which today I finally, last night at midnight, when I was like, I'm going to do this, when I saw that it was for me to have pretty much catastrophic insurance, we were looking at in the neighborhood of $700 a month. That's not the gold and the silver. That's the lowest level plan as a middle-class American. That's wild to me. Absolutely. That means you're looking at, if you're just starting to get right around the six-figure mark, you are paying anywhere from 8 to 10% of your income to healthcare. And for somebody that's completely healthy with no pre-existing conditions that takes care of their health, that's wild to me. That's a broken system. I do believe there is a place for the people that are at the poverty level to get help. But when you are doing it, when you're doing the system, when we are breaking the bank for middle-class Americans, it needs to get fixed. There's a part they don't tell you. You just have to accept it. But there are alternatives, especially for those that are self-employed. And today I found one that works for me. Jaycie Davison. Again, I just said her name a couple of times, but I will put the link. And I think she does most states. And there's people like her out there. But she walked me through in 25 minutes. We looked at the price. It saved me 30-something%. And I'm able to actually, if I really do want to go to a doctor, I don't know why, but if I really do want to go to a doctor, I can go a couple times a year. I can get my yearly checkup. It's not killing me. If I get in an accident, and it's not my, whatever, if I get in any kind of accident, if a work-related, I actually get taken care of, and it's even a more minimal fee. And then, yes, if I have the world's worst thing happen to me, all in all, that is a little higher than the ACA, but 15,000, 10,000, whatever. It's one of those ones. If SHIT hit the fan, at least I am covered on the back end. I see some comments in there. What's going on, guys? So let's end the conversation on the ACA. Don't let politics blind you to the problem. Don't let a broken system convince you that it's your only option, especially now that you don't get penalized anymore if you don't go with marketplace coverage. Don't let the broken system do that to you. And definitely don't let anybody guilt you into thinking that we shouldn't be asking for better, that we shouldn't be saying, Democrats, Republicans, you suck. Do something. We as Americans deserve better coverage, better leadership across the board. I know they were just trying to fix this in the last negotiation for when they shut down the government, and they still didn't get this taken care of because they needed to reopen the government. Agreed. Now let's take care of this. Let's demand for this to be fixed. So, as I said, Affordable Care Act failing. You do have alternatives. For those of you that are just now at the end of the year looking at what you're doing, please realize there is hope if you're going, oh crap, this is way too much money. As we shouldn't be having an 8 to 10% tax strictly on healthcare. And that doesn't include when you actually do have to go to the hospital or get taken care of. Otherwise, if you want that to be taken care of, you might as well be paying $800, $900, $1,000, $1,200 a month. And then even then, you still have the issue of copays. What's the point? All right, guys, we had a lot of people watching. That's clearly because of the Waz. Thank you, Waz. Appreciate you guys. Have a fantastic day. If you want a couple different things, if you want to figure out, who I went through, I'm in Texas. She's for multiple different states. Go ahead and hit me up on my Instagram's the best place to message me. I don't check anything really that much enough. The best place to hit me up is my Instagram at Anthony Michael Russo. Send me a direct message. I'll send you to this person. You've got a couple weeks till the end of the year if you're trying to do that. Secondly, we are signing the paperwork on Yay Sports. Once we go through the whole contract to make sure we are up and running with our crowdfunding, which should be starting ASAP. If you are interested in that, that's coming soon. But either way, you can already get yourself a hat. It is for sale. Use First Team for 20% off at checkout at yaysportsgear.com. You can follow Yay Sports Gear, by the way, at Yay Sports Gear on Instagram. A lot of fun pictures, fun stuff on there. That's what I got for you guys. I'm pretty excited. Hopefully join me on GetBetteratspeaking.com on my December 22nd free speaking webinar. And that's it. Don't be a garbage human being. Don't surrender your pets. God bless. And Charlie, we've got it from here. Take it easy, guys.